wild side. Nobody was waiting. Well, we're still finding out. Maybe switching to this channel was a mistake. All right. But anyway, lots of things going on out on the wild side. For one, there's a horse. And for two, I'm either really early setting up or I'm really late whenever I do this. Well, not really late. Today I'm late. And to be honest, I prefer that to being early. But since nobody's watching anyway, well, later people will be watching. All right. Okay, so that should be better audio. Nobody's here to tell me. All right, one person's here. Can you tell me if this is good audio? There we go. Well, down to 2 horses. Yesterday, the owner of Sam came and got him. And we were all sad. The horses were bummed to see him go. They're more like upset. Horses show frustration more than sadness. And so they were sad to see him go. I was sad to see him go. He really pitched in. He really fit in after a while. And he was such a nice horse. He liked being petted. He'd stick his nose in my face and in my chest, and he liked being petted on the nose. And so he was fun to have around. He came here really skinny, and I got him back into shape. He looked pretty good. I got some good pictures of him. So anyway, that's the sadness around here. On the good side, it does mean if I can get this gal to get into a trailer again, then I can, I'm now at the point where I could put all my animals in the truck and trailer and go to the mountains and not need to be here. So there's that flexibility anyway. And costs less to feed now. He probably ate twice as much as her, because he was 16 hands and she's 14 and a half hands. That's the height for those of you who don't know horses. And but also she doesn't eat much. She's fat off the little bit she's eaten. And he, of course, once I got him up to weight, I kept feeding him. So I probably could have cut it down, so maybe it wasn't half, but I was feeding him quite a bit to get him looking good. And the goal was to get him up to shape and then sell him. And then she changed her mind and didn't pay me for any of the food or anything. So, which I didn't really care when I thought that he was going to go to a good home where he'd be taken care of. But instead, she came and got him. And the sheriff told me I had no right to demand money. It's pretty stupid. You know, it's our injustice system is what I call it. Like, she can just neglect to pay, and then I get punished if I try to look out for the care of the horse. But it's not in my hands. For those of you who don't believe there's a God, I encourage you to try it. Because I just made a bunch of money just by trusting that I would make more money. Because there's a lot of things tugging, you know, there's always demands, false demands tugging at us. Oh, you need money for this, you need money for that. And that's aside from the things of, oh, I want this and I want that. But I got a lot of that under control. But there were some things that I wanted to do, taxes that I need to pay. And so it got me thinking, okay, what do I need to do? Do I need to get a job? Do I need to set up some Airbnbs, make money off of Airbnbs, but none of that stuff that I want to do. And I don't mean want, like just do what you want. This concept of living intuitively, living off of intuition, it's revolutionizing, and I think it's real. And I think it's real, and it's very counter to consumerism, which is the god of America, in my opinion. Hey, good girl, my dog showed up. Hey, Maddie, say hi to the camera. Okay. But yeah, living intuitively, you don't have to even believe in God for it. I encourage people just to try it, because another way of looking at it is your subconscious, essentially. That you've got your foreconscious, which worries about things, but you got your subconscious telling you, do this, don't do that. You can follow your direction if you listen to your subconscious. That's another way of saying it. And like, blows my mind that people will move states. They'll just up and move states, their whole family and everything. Kids are in school because they get a job promotion. I saw that when I lived in Seattle. It was the weirdest thing to me. This guy I was going to church back then, had a small group. And this guy told us, well, we're going to be moving in a couple months. We put our house up for sale because he got a job promotion. I think he was moving to Cincinnati or something like that. Like somewhere that no person from the Pacific Northwest would choose to move to. It was just so strange to me. Like, and I'm not going to say that I'm innocent of making decisions from based on money, but it was just so weird when you look at it that way. Like, where he lived had nothing to do with his priorities in life. And I'm not picking on him. I'm saying this is normal. Like, it's all about, well, promotion means more money, so that's what you chase. Like, if he would have went away to the mountains and got rid of, phones weren't really a thing at that time. This was like 2003. Just go away, just take a lot of deep breaths and think and listen. And there's tactics for this. I don't think that oh, sorry girl. I don't think that his subconscious would have told him, yeah, move this to this place for the money you're gonna make. I mean, I'm not saying that would never happen, because you don't know what's going on, but I think most of the time it's just bigger house, nicer car, more prestige that's calling us, more so than this is my purpose in life. So anyway, I've been testing that. Now, like I say, it was only when I started living this way, 2017, by the time I finally gave up and pursued the life that I wanted to live without worrying about money. And man, it's been so great ever since. I guess this has kind of been kind of a downer, but it's actually an upper. I'm trying to present, that's the downside of it. But the upside is, see, what kept me from living this way was that I always wanted to make enough money, because we didn't have money growing up, and it weighed a lot on my mom. And so I wanted to have a family, and I thought, okay, I want to do what I want to do, but I'm not going to do it at the expense of my family. You know, that was just my ignorant young self, how I put it together. So I tried to pursue money, and I made quite a bit of money, but it never worked. It never like came together. When I was a realtor, it didn't come together. I was a good realtor. I did tons of sales, so I had money coming in. But anyway, then finally I gave up. I've told this story. When I was in Texas, I went to Texas for the first time, and I realized I got to just start living. I'm getting older. This is just going to go on forever. What am I going to do if I hit 60 and I'm still trying to make enough money to do what I want? And man, things just started coming together. I mean, it took me 3 years to get out of the consumerism life that I was in because I had so much, I had houses to remodel. It was a big old mess. And so after a few years, I finally broke free from that, 2020. And then I let my real estate license go, which was hard because I was confronted with an easy sale, a listing, if I remember right, for about $400,000. That's a pretty big sale here in my town, especially back then. And well, maybe it was three or 400,000, which basically means $12,000 in my pocket after a couple months. But you know what? I listened down here. This was a tough decision. Listings are easy. But I listened and I was like, I just don't want to do that. When does it end? I want to live out here. I don't want to live in town chasing around calls. I didn't have my own life. Phone calls, you got to jump and serve your client. So I let it go. And after I made that decision, letting $12,000 go, I was like, whoa, that feels good. And then the next call I got, I was like, yeah, I don't think I want to. I'm not doing real estate anymore. And I just let my license go. And no regrets. It was very freeing. So that was really eye-opening. And so I've been trying to live. Then I sold this property. This property that I bought was 2 parcels. And I did what's called a lot line adjustment to make the other parcel 3 acres. That's what the county would allow. That's the maximum. And then I sold it. So I've been living off the payments. Living off of basically $1,000 a month. And it's not easy to live off $1,000 a month. I had to keep minimizing, and I had to streamline everything, my food. And it was difficult, but it was good. Having to realize I don't need all this crap that I think I need. What I do on Marketplace, I got to where I just save stuff. Like, oh, I might be interested in that, so I'd save it. And then after a couple days, I just forget about it. And I'm very impulsive. I like to move fast. So then when I make myself think about it or wait, then it's like, I don't need it. So it's been a good discipline, been a great discipline. And then some things came up. I want to remodel my cabin. I want to produce this movie that I'm working on. That's priority in my life right now. And so I kept thinking, how am I going to get money? Where's it going to come from? And then the payments are going to dry up on that property that I sold. He wanted to pay it off recently. Really, whoa, okay, that money might stop coming in. What am I going to do? And but I was like, well, you know what? One thing I'm not going to do is worry about it. I'm not going to let money take control of my life. And bam, I logged into an account that I had from years ago. Turns out I had a bunch of money in it. So it just goes to show. And I mean, sure, that's just one example, but there's a lot of examples of money just coming in when you need it, if you just wait. And so things are good. Gave me more confidence to just trust that things are going to work out. Makes me happy about this movie because it's challenging to put on a movie when you don't know how much money you're going to have. And because my plan is I'm going to do some crowdfunding to fund it. But it's hard to line up the people or whatever the plan when you don't know. Like, I might make $5,000 on crowdfunding, I might make $10,000, I might make $20,000. you don't know. And then, so then buying airline tickets for the actors, I gotta bring them up here from Texas and promising them pay and food, taking care of them while they're here. And you gotta find a sound person, most likely, and promise these people pay, and then expect the money to come through. So that's why it feels a whole lot better to have the money now than when I didn't. So anyway, in my opinion, the goal in life, find your purpose and just trust that it's bigger than you. That's my belief. I really believe that. That's a movie quote. Or maybe it's, I think you should leave. Trying to get some of that cinematic lighting going on, but it's just lighting up my mustache. I don't know why. So anyway, things are good. So I'm remodeling my cabin, my tiny cabin. Remodeling my tiny cabin. I'm got Starlink coming. I'm excited about that. Starlink will help. Then I can do these live videos over by the creek or wherever the heck I want to. Do them up in the mountains. Starlink's pretty amazing. Hopefully it works out just fine. And I think I like the lighting better over here. Got Starlink coming. It's supposed to come today. I just ordered it yesterday and they're already saying it'll show up today. So that's already amazing, right from the start. Oh, I bought a hat yesterday. 65 bucks for a Stetson, nice felt hat. DeWeasel says hi. Oh, I didn't say hi back yet, Craig. Sorry. Good morning, Craig, down in Texas. Thanks for filling in on the audio. Filthy green stuff. Yes, exactly. Rules our lives and we don't even know it. And DeWeasel says hi. Hi back. DeWeasel S. So, yeah, so I'm working on things. Got the cabin remodel is going to be nice. Like, it was great. I built that thing for 500 bucks when it was 15 degrees outside. So it worked, and it was so well insulated. It was easy to heat, easy to cool. Well, I didn't really cool it, but it stayed kind of cool, even when the sun was out. But now I'm gonna finish it. I've got flooring. It's gonna be beautiful flooring. I'm figuring out what to do on the interior sides to make them nice. I'm gonna put in a few windows. I figured out, so it's really nice to insulate without any windows, but it's just not nice to be in there. It's like being in a cave, so I'm gonna put in some windows, and then I gotta put on a roof so I don't have to worry about the water anymore. That being said, so I never even had a real roof on it, and it leaked a lot, but there was no mold. I went through all of it, all the insulation. I took out the insulation from the walls because it was blow-in and it was compacting. No mold. No mold, and there was only one spot where there was mouse smells, because the mice were getting in. I'm gonna make it mouse proof, more mouse proof. And but there was only one place where it smelled, so I put that in a separate barrel, and I'm gonna throw all that away. But the rest of the insulation I'm saving to reuse because I want to build a gypsy wagon. So looking forward to having that done. Then that's gonna be my main home for the winter. And maybe I can remodel the other cabin that's out on my property. And so I got that going on. Starlink, and then to move out there, I need a new solar setup. So right now I'm living off of one battery. I'm gonna set up multiple batteries, a couple more panels. And I like studying movies. I'm studying how to make movies, studying how to write movies. I've got a few of them, scripts that I'm working on. So I'm gonna have a nice TV room in there set up so I can watch watch movies, and I like to dissect them, break them down into scene by scene to see how they did them. My favorites are Karate Kid and Rocky. Just amazing how they set up the character, how they set up the next dilemma, and then they go through the dilemma, and then how they resolve it, set it up. It's so good. And every time I watch it or go through it, I learn more and more about what they did. And then also this stinking thing. This is a Sony FX30 with this lens. It's a nice lens. I paid $2,200 for this setup. And I was gonna buy a different Sony. Last minute, I found out that Sony is picture priority. So in other words, it's primarily a picture camera, but it does video. This camera is primarily video, but it does pictures. And since I'm primarily doing video, I found out last minute about this camera. So bam, drove over to Seattle, bought it. He had a good lens, bought the lens, bam. Now I got to learn how to use it. But even beyond using it, you've seen these practice videos. I've posted a couple of them. Getting the subject the right size, shot to shot, and cutting it at the right time, and then adding audio to make it feel like you're right there with the character. All that stuff, that is what I'm practicing. So that in May, next May is when we're gonna shoot the movie. I'm really excited about that because these hills are beautiful with all the wildflowers. And so it's supposed to be a barren area, but we're gonna show off. The reason I wrote this movie, like 3 reasons I wrote it primarily, was to show off, or to share, not to show off, to share the area that I live because I love it so much, and I thought it'd be cool to make a Western out there. And so best time of year is when there's a bunch of wildflowers, so that's the best time to make the movie, to show the land. So I'm looking forward to that. That means I got plenty of time to, not plenty, but I've got time to practice and get better. So that's what's going on. I got to shape my new hat. It fits perfect. It's a Stetson. It's similar to my other Stetson, the white one that I wear, but this one's better quality felt and it fits me better. Like it's a 7 1/8. I put it on, fit like a glove. So I got to reshape that. Maybe today I can do that. And so life's good. Things are moving on. Things are moving on. Learn to pursue your point in life like a dog. Watch a dog or a goat. That was what was amazing about my goats. Like, I like my dogs, of course. I love dogs. There she is. But those goats, they were the calmest thing. I mean, they'd get nervous at the bat of an eye if they needed to, but then they'd calm down so fast. It's just like, these goats are just so dang relaxed. It was neat being around them. I know a lot of people don't like goats, but a lot of people love them. And it's just neat being around them. I think we need to live more like that. Just relax. Just figure out, what am I here to do? And relax. Trusting that it's gonna happen and it's gonna work out. Let's see. I moved my motorcycle. But I had my motorcycle sitting out here. When somebody came, they came yesterday with a trailer for Sam, so I moved it out of the way so he'd have plenty of room to back around and stuff. But I have my motorcycle I hit the dang button. And when turning the viewer the other direction, my finger hit the mute button. Well, that's stupid. All right, so that explains that. So what I was saying was, when I get the Starlink, I'll be able to use this camera for these, and the connections are better. And so the audio and the cell signal will be even better. So things are looking up around here. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully it's the answer to all my problems I think it's gonna be. So, we got a heat wave coming in. So we got about a week of hot weather, and then I'm hoping after that, it's gonna cool off. We've had a fantastic summer out here. So a few days of 100 degrees isn't gonna kill me. I'm certainly not gonna complain, because most of the time it's been high in the 80s. Also, my van broke down, so now my van is just a place where I sleep. Got to figure out if I even want to fix it. I don't like having 3 vehicles. Well, 4 if counting a motorcycle. So, anyway, that's what's going on out here. I think I'm running out of things to talk about. And, but like I say, things are looking better. Things are looking up. Thanks for joining me. I think I'll take off. Not a real popular morning. Let's see, it's August. Maybe people are out enjoying themselves since summer is almost over. Hopefully they're out camping and enjoying lakes and picnics and all that fun summer stuff that I don't really do anymore. I just hide out and wait for summer to be over. Not like when I was young and I loved summertime and kind of get that sadness when it's over. But anyway, all right, folks, this has been fun. I'm gonna go do some stuff, and catch you all later. And remember, life's a lot more fun over on the wild side.